The kitchen is my domain. That was our deal.
The deal is now changed. Either you stay or you go. It's up to you. And
So you're threatening to fire me now?
if you don't cook my menu, subject closed.
Let's go, Tony. This.
White on white, 88 Chevy Grumman food truck. It's a blank canvas for your dreams. I'm gonna have him pull it around.
Chef Carl Casper, a passionate and highly skilled cook, is already hard at work, meticulously preparing ingredients with intense care and focus. He moves with practiced efficiency, his knife gliding through vegetables with flawless precision. As he works, his friend and line cook, Martin, enters carrying a hefty slab of pork belly. Together, they start slicing the succulent meat, prepping it for the day's menu.
I still hit the farmer's market. What time is it? 10-ish. It's 10?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta pick up the kid. Hey. Good, sir. Wake up. Got a critic coming today. Help Martin with the pig. You got the pig. John.
His young son, Percy, who lives with his mom, Inez, clearly cherishes these rare moments when he gets to spend time with his dad. Carl makes them both a gourmet grilled cheese sandwich, and the father-son chit-chat continues. A brief but meaningful connection in their busy lives.
We should go there sometime.
Definitely.
For real?
Oh.
I'm off school next month.
Next month? Yeah. We could go next month. Where'd you get a phone? How come you have a phone already? Everybody your age have phones?
After a trip to the farmer's market, Carl returns to the kitchen, energized and inspired, and dives back into preparations for the evening service. While he's enthusiastically crafting his new dishes, Molly, the restaurant's charming hostess, enters to inform him that Riva, the owner, has arrived.
You should meet him out on the floor.
Just stall him for 5 minutes. Let me get the staff going, please.
Is Carl in there?
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, are you planning on altering the menu?
Yeah, I can't do this right now. Please, just...
Riva's creatively stifling and discouraging words are enough to completely deflate Carl's day-long buildup of creative energy. Feeling he has no choice but to obey the owner, he dejectedly decides to stick with the tired, basic menu the restaurant always serves. With palpable low energy, he briefs his team on what to prepare for the anticipated food critic, and then leaves the kitchen. Later, on the street, he and his son stop to appreciate a musician, and we see Carl, lost in thought, his expression reflecting the sad rhythmic flow of the music.
He didn't go for that. It's a neutral fact.
Dad. Come on, let's go.
That night, the entire staff gathers at the bar, drinking and celebrating what they believe was a successful service. When the critic's review is finally posted online, Carl begins to read it aloud, his voice full of pride. However, the initial celebration quickly sours as the tone of the review takes an unexpectedly brutal turn.
There's an excuse for the chef to overcharge us for his insecurity and lack of imagination. Casper didn't even have the courage to undercook the cake. His dramatic weight gain can only be explained by the fact that he must be eating all the food sent back to the kitchen.
Carl is visibly wounded by the scathing review. He steps outside for a smoke, venting his frustration to Molly about how it all went wrong. He explains his artistic dilemma. Patrons don't want to try anything new and simply order the same familiar items. Carl insists he doesn't care about just selling food. His passion is to make people happy through innovative dishes, an ambition they seem unwilling to explore. Molly does her best to comfort him, acknowledging that his incredible skills are being stifled within the confines of Riva's restaurant. She tells him he's the best chef she has ever worked with and asks him to cook for her, not for a customer, but for her. Reinvigorated by the request, they dash to the kitchen. Inside, we see Carl's passion reignited, working with precision and love as Molly watches him with admiring, flirtatious eyes.
Rude boy, stop your running around. Exclusively. You got to stop and check
The next morning, Carl visits Percy at his ex-wife Inez's house. Inside, Inez asks how the review went, and he tells her with clear disappointment that the critic gave him 2 stars. He takes the critique extremely personally, as it was his culinary creations under fire. Inez then brings up another painful subject. Percy waited for him for an hour the previous day, highlighting Carl's pattern of being late and disappointing his son. Carl attempts to defend himself, but it's clear he often prioritizes his own crises over Percy's needs.
I'm gonna make it up to him. It was fun, right?
Yeah. Where are you going?
Yeah, sorry, it's at work.
I won't get in the way.
Yeah, I gotta go work.
Back at the restaurant, Martin, the line cook, almost reveals that a Twitter war has erupted between Carl and the critic, but the moment is luckily diverted. Instead, Carl has him taste a new dish he's developed. Martin's reaction is ecstatic. He can't help but exclaim that it's to die for. However, Carl, his confidence shaken, highly doubts the praise and repeatedly questions if the food is truly as good as Martin's reaction suggests.
Come here.
Tony, check this
Shut
out.
up and taste this, a mousse douche. Come here.
Too much heat?
That's perfect, Chef.
That's good? Seasoning?
Oh, it's perfect. It's nice and spicy.
You're not on Twitter?
No.
What, you're getting too much pussy? Is that the problem? Have you not heard of the term social networking?
So show me what's on Twitter that's so bad, I should say.
With Percy's help, Carl lets his son set up a Twitter account for him, and Percy shows his dad the essential functions of the platform.
At Chef Carl Casper? Is that cool?
That's up.
That review went viral.
What does that mean?
It means...
So all these people have read the review?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, listen, could we Twitter each other when we're not in the same place?
That night, Carl doesn't go to bed. Instead, fueled by a mix of anger and hurt, he sits up reading every tweet about the negative review. He delves into the critic's other articles and finally decides to stand up for himself and reply with his side of the story. In a fit of rage, he fires off a crude tweet, suggesting the reviewer wouldn't know a good meal if it sat on his face. However, in his social media naivety, he mistakenly posts the reply publicly instead of sending a private message. Carl goes to bed, oblivious to the fact that his tweet is going viral, racking up more and more retweets throughout the night. The next morning, Percy picks up the iPad and is baffled by the explosive online response.
It means that 1,653 people are reading your Twitter feed. Did you post anything since last night?
Yeah, I just sent a private message to somebody.
You could only send private messages to people who are following you.
While his friends are chit-chatting, Carl, emboldened by the online attention, publicly challenges the critic to return to the restaurant that night for a whole new menu crafted just for him. His co-workers strongly advise against this impulsive move, but Carl is convinced it's the right thing to do. Later, he drives his son home and plans to go shopping for the evening's culinary showdown.
How come I'm never allowed to be in the kitchen? Can I at least come shopping with you?
No.
Hi.
Hi.
Everybody's reading what you wrote. I don't think you get it.
Molly approaches Carl, who informs her they will be using his new menu tonight. She resists, fearing he will get in serious trouble with Riva. While she appreciates his immense talent, she reminds him that the boss is boss, and they can't disobey a direct order. To get her on board, Carl lies, claiming he already ran the new menu by Riva and got her approval. However, when Riva shows up later, Carl's web of deceit begins to unravel, and the situation becomes chaotic.
From now on, before you post anything online, I okay it, all right? And you're gonna Twitter an apology for calling the most respected critic in Los Angeles an asshole. The same
food that he ripped apart? The same guy who's coming tonight?
In a spectacular public meltdown, Carl quits on the spot. His sous chef, Tony, doesn't dare to follow his lead. Martin tries to calm Carl down and talk him out of his rash decision, but Carl brushes him off, telling him to call later before storming out. Before leaving, Riva cautions Tony that they have a full house of customers expecting the usual menu, and that he needs to get on it as soon as possible. As Tony dutifully begins preparing the old, uninspired dishes, Carl is at home, defiantly cooking his own spectacular menu, regardless of Riva's commands.
Lovely to see you again, Mr. Michelle. Right this way.
Thank you.
Keeping them up. Wasn't this on the menu last time I visited?
Wonderful 09 that I did.
That's very generous of you. Is Chef Casper here?
Unfortunately, he was called away.
After his meltdown goes viral, Carl reads new inflammatory tweets from the critic. He calls Molly, ordering her to make sure the critic stays put until he can get there. Molly protests, sensing this is a terrible idea. But an enraged Carl shortly barges back into the restaurant, ready to verbally unload on the man for his insulting word choice.
I am not needy. I don't care what you think. You're not getting to me. I'm not needy. What do? You sit and you eat and you vomit those words back? You asshole?
His publicist assures him there is no way to take down the viral video of his confrontation. It now lives on the internet forever. As a potential solution to his unemployment, she suggests he could join a reality show like Hell's Kitchen, which would at least pay his bills. Feeling deeply disrespected by the suggestion, Carl refuses to consider it and ends the call after apologizing to her for his outburst. Later, Inez calls to check on his job prospects, and he has to tell her just how terribly his day went.
Yeah, half dozen places tried to poach me when I was back at Galwaz. I'm trying to line up some interviews for next week. Listen, until this whole job thing works out, could you keep Percy for me? Is he there?
I'll tell him.
Hey, Dad. I understand if we can't go to New Orleans.
Tony visits Carl at his apartment, bringing him his knives and a case of beer. He apologizes for not quitting with him, but Carl graciously assures him that his decision was completely understandable.
And they put you on YouTube, and I felt so responsible for that shit this year.
They're laughing with you and at you at the same time.
So embarrassing. Oh, it is terrible. It is so bad. But
man, that guy deserved it. Everybody knows.
Yeah, well, good. I know. I mean, I'm going to be there with you, bro. I'm your sous chef. Now, you are ready to run your own kitchen. So don't blow it. It's a big opportunity for you.
The next day, a humbled Carl goes to Inez's house to speak with his son. He wants to apologize and finally offer to spend more time together. But he first encounters Inez, who insists he talk with her before going upstairs to see Percy.
Percy and I are going to Miami to see my father.
You want me to go? I can't come with you to Miami. I don't.
But, I could lend you some money before you...
I don't want your money. I can't take charity from you.
He's hurt. He misses you.
Carl proposes a trip to Miami, and as expected, Percy is overjoyed. Shortly after, the family boards a plane. Upon landing in vibrant Miami, they check into a fancy hotel where Inez has work commitments. She cautions Carl to bathe, feed, and take care of Percy while she runs to a quick meeting. They agree to meet up that night at a club where her father is performing, and Percy is already buzzing with excitement for their time in the new city. While enjoying lunch in Miami's Little Havana, Inez's father suggests that Carl, with his immense talent, should start his own restaurant. Inez eagerly agrees, revealing it's the best idea and that she can push him in the right direction. She offers to ask her other ex-husband, Marvin, a successful businessman, for help. Carl quickly realizes Inez orchestrated this entire conversation, but seeing the logic in it, he agrees to meet with Marvin the next day.
I'm Carl Casper. Here to see Marvin.
In case you don't want to remove your shoes.
Casper's here. Look at you. She's pregnant.
Bypassing any useless small talk, Carl lays his situation bare for Marvin. He explains the disastrous week he's had, losing his job, the viral fight with the critic, his divorce, and his failure to be present for his only son. He admits to being older with no savings and living in a less than ideal apartment. Cutting to the chase, he says he just wants to know if Marvin will help him or not, then shares his big idea: starting a food truck business.
White on white, 88 Chevy Grumman food truck. It's a blank canvas for your dreams. Don't thank me till you see it.
When Martin calls to ask what Carl is up to, Carl excitedly tells him about the food truck. Even though it's old and stained, he's hopeful he can make the best of it. Martin is clearly proud and immediately tells Tony the news. He then asks Carl the crucial question: what kind of food will he serve that truly represents his own culinary style?
It's good, right? Yeah. It could be cool. All right, be good, man.
Is this a new truck?
This is it. This is the truck.
Go and look at your dad's new truck.
Inez arrives to drop off Percy, who is eager to both spend time with his dad and help out with the new truck. While Percy goes inside the grimy truck to get a closer look, Carl takes the opportunity to ask Inez about something that has been bothering him all day since his meeting with her other ex-husband.
Did you sleep with him?
With who?
With Marvin? Did you sleep with Marvin?
I'm sorry, but this is none of your business what I did after I divorced you.
It is. I want to know why. Taking a truck from me, smiling at me like he's got something on me.
Shortly after Inez's departure, Carl and Percy begin the monumental task of cleaning the food truck. They scrub, brush, and attempt to fix everything inside the grimy, neglected vehicle. The truck is in a state of utter disrepair, but together they work to bring it back to life. Carl seems genuinely hopeful about this new venture and is eagerly working hard. Percy proves he isn't a spoiled kid, tackling the disgusting cleaning tasks with determination. However, he meets his match when Carl asks him to clean out the reach-in fridge. He becomes completely repelled by the foul smell emanating from a caked-on dirty baking tray.
No, that's gross. I'm not cleaning that out.
Pick it out of the garbage.
No.
You don't throw it in the garbage like we saved all the rest of the stuff. Let's just clean it out. You wanted to work in a kitchen. This is what working in a kitchen is, okay? We don't...
Why are you so mean to me?
They go shopping for professional kitchen equipment, getting everything they need to launch the business, including fryers, a large plancha, and a brand new set of knives. Throughout the process, Carl is actively teaching and mentoring his son, and Percy is clearly thriving under the positive attention and shared purpose.
This is a good knife. Lasts you a long time if you take care of it.
How are we gonna get it in the truck?
Well, Marvin said that we could use some of his guys to help out.
Just then, Martin shows up unexpectedly, having quit his job at the restaurant. Carl is surprised but overjoyed to see him. Martin declares he is joining their team, and the newly formed trio attempts to lift the heavy new plancha onto the truck. The equipment is incredibly heavy, and they can't move it on their own. In a moment of quick thinking, Martin calls out in Spanish to some nearby construction workers, asking for a hand.
Epa. Okay, good.
Nice.
Fryer next?
I promise these people the best sandwich of their lives. Come on.
Good. So,
Give me the mojo.
Okay, look, the key is you gotta look for ingredients, and then that gives you ideas of what to cook.
With the truck finally equipped, the three of them begin prepping the ingredients for their signature dish. Authentic Cuban sandwiches. Everything is finally set, and Martin is visibly happy to be working alongside Carl again, free to create delicious food without constraints.
that's good.
Ah, look at that.
Martin takes Percy under his wing, keeping him involved in every part of the cooking session, asking him to check if the meat is done cooking or if the stove is at the right temperature. Carl also takes the time to show Percy the art of using the plancha to press nice and perfect Cuban sandwiches. The atmosphere is filled with a shared passion for food and cooking.
2 slices of cheese. 1, 2. This is the most important part. This is what makes it a Cubano. Right on the griddle.
And I want you to watch for the bread to get golden. I want you to watch for the cheese to melt. You're gonna have to jump in on the line and help out.
Once ready, they serve their first sandwiches to the construction workers who helped them. Orders start pouring in, and they craft each sandwich with meticulous attention. The customers immediately love the food, giving enthusiastic feedback. At one point, however, a sandwich gets overcooked and burned. Carl immediately says to throw it away, but Percy insists they should sell it, since the customer is paying. This comment makes Carl stop everything and pull his son aside for a private, teachable moment.
Now, should we have served that sandwich?
No, chef.
Okay, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best husband, and I'm sorry if I wasn't the best father. I want to teach you what I learned. That's my son. Get back in there. We got some hungry people. He's ready to cook.
Shortly after, Carl and Martin hatch a plan for a cross-country road trip, selling food in different cities on their way back to LA. Percy overhears and eagerly asks to come along. Carl initially refuses, telling him he should fly home with Inez instead. He softens slightly, telling Percy to talk to his mom first. Just then, Percy proudly shows him a text exchange where he has already gotten Inez's permission. Smiling at his son's foresight and eagerness, Carl changes his mind and agrees to take him along.
So I'm going?
Yeah. Yeah, you could come.
Hey, Carl, check it out. I'll drop you guys off at the hotel, and I'll put a fresh coat of paint on this.
Don't bother painting. We'll paint it when we get back. It looks fine like...
The next day, Martin picks up Carl and Percy in the food truck, which has been transformed with a fresh coat of paint and a new name, El Jefe. Their first official stop is a bustling park. Inside the truck, Carl cooks with renewed vigor, while Martin works the crowd to bring in customers, and Percy helps with orders and prep. The day's menu is proudly written on a chalkboard, and things are finally looking up for the trio.
Here we go. Thank you, Clark. Thank you for your patience.
Hey, this one's not ready. Okay, I'm buttering that one.
Hey, boss, can I make bread? Yuca. You want to keep going? You want salt?
I want to keep going.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Here you go. That's perfect.
Their successful day is nearly cut short when a police officer shows up and tells them to move their truck unless they have a permit. Carl calmly shows him the proper paperwork. The situation takes a friendly turn, however, when the officer recognizes Carl from the viral restaurant meltdown video. He mentions his son loved the clip, expresses his own appreciation for how Carl stood up to the arrogant reviewer, and sheepishly asks if he can get a selfie.
Tap the screen first. Hold on. Let me make sure it's not on video. It's on.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And thank you. Can we do one more where, like Lady and the Tramp? You know, you're biting one end, I'm biting the other.
Got it.
Good? Okay.
All right.
Good.
Their next stop is New Orleans. Before starting work, Carl takes Percy to the famous Café du Monde to eat beignets, a local delicacy. They both love the taste, and Carl mentions that no one makes them anywhere else, like they do here. After they finish, Percy asks if his dad is going to buy any to take back to the truck for a new menu item. Carl surprises him by explaining that this outing wasn't about work. It was deliberately planned just for the two of them to hang out. When they walk back to the truck, they find Martin completely overwhelmed. A massive crowd is surrounding the truck, eagerly awaiting its opening. Carl is baffled until Percy sheepishly admits he used Twitter to announce their location.
Yes, sir. Oh, wait. There you go. Thank you very much. That can be down there. It's my kid. He's just learning. It's worth the wait, I promise.
Next, they travel to Austin, Texas. The drive is filled with music and fun, with the three of them singing along to the radio. Percy observes his father's newfound happiness and playful rapport with Martin, realizing his dad's life is finally going in a direction he's always wanted. After a long drive, they arrive in Austin. Carl visits the barbecue joint of an old friend, who gifts him a magnificent, perfectly smoked brisket.
You still got the stuff? Let's do it. All right, he's got the stuff. Oh, man, that's gorgeous. So how many can I get? All right. Woo!
They park the truck in a prime location in Austin and begin selling again. As before, sales are phenomenal, and the trio is in perfect sync, working together as if they've been doing it for ages. This time, their location is next to an event with a live band, adding to the festive atmosphere. At one point, Percy gets a call from his mother checking in on them. He tells her they're doing great and hands the phone to his dad. Inez offers to fly to their location and pick Percy up, thinking he must be tired of traveling, but Carl assures her there's no need.
Please, I'm serious. Let me go and pick him up.
You know your son's a cook now?
And you? Are you okay?
I'm amazing.
Looks here like you guys are having so much fun.
He says he misses you.
I tell him I love him.
I love you.
Later that night, Carl and Percy sit on the truck's roof, finally having the father-son bonding moment they've both craved. Carl praises Percy for his hard work and how much he's learned about cooking, telling him how incredibly proud he is. He emphasizes that nothing can erase this amazing experience from their lives. However, he also gently reminds Percy that once they return home, his focus must be on school, meaning he can only help with the truck on weekends. Percy looks a little sad, but Carl comforts him, and they sit together, enjoying the live music.
I can work after school and on weekends.
But the summer's going to end and we're not going to be doing this anymore. But we had a lot of fun, and nobody could take away from us what we experienced together, right?
When they finally return to Los Angeles, Carl drops Percy off at Inez's house. After handing him his bags, it's clear Percy has become attached to his father and doesn't want to let go. Carl tells him he will miss him too and reassures him they'll see each other soon. Before he leaves, Percy reminds his dad about a video he sent, but Carl admits he hasn't seen it yet. Percy promises to resend it and urges him to watch it. Carl says goodbye and returns to his quiet, lonely apartment. There, he opens the email from Percy and watches a touching video montage of their entire journey, a collection of short clips stitched together perfectly.
Look out.
The video touches Carl deeply, so he immediately calls Percy and tells him he can work on the truck in the evenings and on weekends after all. This news makes Percy ecstatic, and he happily agrees to the new plan. Then, Percy says his mom wants to speak to him. That night, they take the truck out onto the streets of California and begin selling their famous Cuban sandwiches. In a sign of their renewed family bond, Inez is there as well, joining the team and helping out.
22 cubanos and order 21, slider.
There's no food for you here.
Can I speak to this here for just a second, please?
Ramsey Mitchell, the very food critic who ignited this whole series of events, visits the truck and insists on speaking with Carl. Carl cautiously agrees and goes around back to chat. Ramsey reveals he tried one of Carl's sandwiches and was mesmerized by its quality and authenticity, noting how different it was from the restaurant's food. Carl takes the opportunity to speak honestly with him, explaining how painful and damaging the initial criticism was.
I would challenge you to a cook-off.
I thought I was sending you a private message.
I didn't know that. You totally shat the bed, buddy. How could I back that? You were one of my early boys. You seem to be cooking for yourself again, because this shit is sensational. I'm not going to write about it.
I understand.
To Carl's absolute surprise, Ramsey compliments the food effusively and proposes a business partnership. Baffled by this incredible turn of events, Carl stands there in stunned silence. When Martin asks what the critic said, Carl replies with disbelief that the man might have just become their new partner. 6 months later, Carl and Ramsey have opened a new restaurant together. On opening night, the restaurant is lively but closed to the public for a private event. The movie comes to a heartwarming conclusion on a hopeful, joyful note. The private event is Carl and Inez's wedding reception, showing the couple and their family happily reunited, celebrating love, food, and the beauty of a fresh beginning.